The story of Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time, in a faraway forest, there lived a poor woodcutter, his wife, and their two children. The boy's name was Hansel, and the girl was called Gretel. The woodcutter was so poor that the family had very little food to eat. One night, the woodcutter's wife said, "We cannot take care of the children anymore. You must leave them in the middle of the forest." The two children heard their parents talk and they were very scared. So the clever children came up with a plan to save themselves. That night, they quietly filled their pockets with tiny pebbles. The next morning, as the woodcutter took them to the middle of the forest, Hansel and Gretel dropped the pebbles all along the way. When their father left them, all they had to do was to follow the line of pebbles back home. The woodcutter and his wife were surprised to see the children back home. So, the next morning, when the woodcutter took the children deep inside the forest to leave them there again, this time the children dropped crumbs of bread along the way. But sadly, the birds ate up all the crumbs. Now, Hansel and Gretel walked and walked and walked but couldn't find their way back home. Suddenly, hidden in the trees, they saw a strange house made of candy, cookies, chocolates, and everything delicious. "This is a gingerbread house," cried Gretel happily. The children were so hungry that they started gobbling up the house at once. Now, this house actually belonged to an old witch. Just as Hansel and Gretel were enjoying their favorite yummy snacks, the old witch pounced in through the door, caught hold of them, and locked them inside a dark room. "I shall fatten you up and eat you both," the witch yelled. The wicked witch locked Hansel separately in a cage, and she turned to Gretel and said, "Help me light the oven. When it's too hot, I shall cook your brother and eat him up." Poor Gretel was so afraid. Meanwhile, Gretel quickly thought over a plan to save her brother. Just as the witch bent down to check if the oven was hot, Gretel, very bravely using all her strength and wit, gave her a big push from behind. The witch fell straight into the big broad hot oven with a loud scream and a big bang, and Gretel quickly locked the oven door. Gretel rescued Hansel with her courage and bravery, and the two children filled their pockets with all the witch's jewels. Finally, they managed to find their way back home and gave away all the jewels to their mother and father. Thanks to the clever children, the woodcutter and his family were never poor again, and they all lived happily together ever after. I'm sure you enjoyed the story. Hit the like button and subscribe for more videos. Thank you for watching.